Hey everyone, it's Tasha here. I just wanted to make another video about my healing journey and the spiritual aspects of it. I think that everyone with IC comes into it for different reasons, or it happens to them, whether it's on a mind level, on a body level, or a spiritual level. And sometimes it's all three. In my case, I definitely think that it is on all three. For me, I've always been super interested in the supernatural, in witches since I was young. I believed in aliens. I always loved the shows that had magic in them, and even I remember playing video games with my brother when I was young, and I always wanted to be the person that could cast spells and stuff like that. So, in my family, they're not really religious or spiritual in any sense. I only have like one cousin and an uncle that are kind of interested in it, and I've only recently kind of started to connect with them on that. But through my healing journey, I have, sought out spiritual healers. So I go to a place called Divine Clarity here in Winnipeg, and so I started off with Reiki, and Reiki is energy healing. So basically you'll like lie down, or you talk with your healer, initially kind of tell them your concerns and what's going on with you, and then you lie down on like a massage table. They put a thing over your eyes. In the room that I'm in, there's like tons of crystals and good energy around, essential oils diffusing, really relaxing music. And basically they go through your body. They'll start with the head and shoulders and like kind of work their way down. They're not like touching you inappropriately or anything. They're just like placing their hands on your body and kind of trying to get energy to flow. And I know for me the first time, I did feel relaxed after, but I didn't really notice anything. And the second time, I felt a little bit more with energy moving. And then the third time that I did Reiki, I had visualizations during it. So I'm not getting any like, he's not talking to me at all during this session while we're doing the Reiki. But when I was getting the visualization, he was kind of like near my shoulders, and I started to see myself in this forest, and I was walking along, and there was these like floating lights kind of floating past me, and it was super peaceful, and I kind of came to this clearing in this forest and sat on a rock, and it was just like I could hear nature around me, and partly that was the music that was playing in the room, but it was really powerful to see that. And then the music changed, and it changed to ocean waves lapping up on the shore, and I went to Mexico, where I had kind of like a bad experience with a friend, and we ended our friendship there. We'd been friends for 4 years, and in the visualization, I like went up to her, and then kind of I was like turning away, but I looked back and I said that I forgave her, and it was really like, it was just a really powerful moment. And afterwards, my healer said that he felt that when he was around here, at my shoulders, that he felt like some sort of release, something moved and went away, whatever. So, and I really do feel like that the energy that moved was me letting go of some past, something that I was having trouble forgiving and letting go of. And I think that's really important as a part of this journey, is learning to forgive and let go of your past, and not let it hold you back and stop you from achieving the things you want in life. And so I've continued going to these healers, mostly Darcy, and a little bit with his wife Crystal. She's a lot harder. Well, you have to make an appointment way ahead of time with her, so I don't see her as often. So then I started hypnotherapy and past life regression, and I've gotten a lot of release that way, in changing how I see some of the stuff that happened to me in my past. Like, I was bullied, and that affected my self-esteem and made me feel like that I wasn't as worthy of, you know, love and good things in my life. So it's been a helpful thing and helped me open up and change and grow as a person. So you know, so I've done that. I did that over the summer, and then I finally saw Crystal, and we did something called theta healing, which is like, you do kinesiology muscle testing. So she'll be, you know, test you. So if you hold strong when she pulls on your two fingers, you'll have like your index and your thumb pressing really, you know, just tight together. And you'll say something like, my name is Marcy, and she'll pull, and it'll like come apart because, you know, I don't believe my name's Marcy because my name's Tasha. And then, you know, and this is just the test that they do initially. And then, you know, she does it again, and then she'll say my name, she'll like repeat a saying or say something that you repeat. So, you know, and then I repeated, I'm Tasha, and then, you know, I held strong. So then we go through a number of different phases and things that I think I need to work on. So, so it was like, I need pain in order to grow, and that was one of the things that I like totally believed. And you know, I knew in my mind, like in my conscious mind, that I'm like, I don't want to feel pain in order to grow, you know, I don't want that. But in my subconscious mind, you know, I do. So my body believes that. So she kind of went through and released that, and she kind of scans my body and sees what I need, you know, if I'm actually releasing that and believing, you know, that I don't need pain in order to grow. And you know, what I really noticed a difference is when I saw her the following month, and we did a psychic reading, but I asked her at the end to do theta healing. And theta is a certain brainwave, right, that we have. There's beta, alpha, theta, but theta is like the highest frequency and supposed to be like the most healing energy. So we did theta at the end, and I know that, or I kept reading and hearing that there's a lot of fear associated with the kidneys. So with anyone with IC, you know that our urinary tract is affected a lot. So there's, you know, the kidneys, the uterus, the bladder, and the urethra, and that's kind of makes up our urinary tract. So I really wanted to focus on that fear and release it, because I know from the start I've just been so scared. I've been in fear that I'm not going to get better. And, you know, if I have that belief, and always have that belief, no matter how hard I try to not believe that, you know, it is tough to let go of. So we did that healing, and I don't know, like ever since then, and that was end of November, it's a month later, I don't know, I'm just not in fear of being in pain all my life. Like, I know that I can do this. I believe I can. I know I can heal. So, and another part of that session, you know, she said she wanted to empower me, and, which I totally believe. And she said that she does theta healing workshops. So, excuse me, I have a cold. So that's in February, and she said that she'd give me a scholarship so that I'd be able to do it, because it's $500 for the whole weekend, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I can't afford that because I'm in school. So she's giving me half off, which is fantastic, and I'm really excited because I've seen the effects of just like one and a quarter appointments doing the theta healing, which is like an hour and a half of theta healing. Like, imagine what, you know, Friday 3 hours, Saturday and Sunday each 8 hours is gonna do for my health. That's like 20 hours of, you know, really working on those core beliefs and changing what's going on in my subconscious mind to like prevent me from healing and getting to where I need to go or want to go. So that's coming up in February. I'm also doing a soul retrieval in March. So what that is, I mean, I've been interested in shamanic journeying through a number of different modes. I mean, ever since I started going to these healers, I've been kind of interested in the soul retrieval, but you have to make 5 appointments, and it's expensive. It's like $350, which, you know, isn't really doable, and I wasn't really sure if this is what I wanted. But now that I've gone to her, and now I'm a little farther into my healing journey, that I'm like, I really feel like that this is something that I want to do. And I know another thing that's really come up is I've heard of someone else healing their IC with ayahuasca ceremony. So ayahuasca is a medicine or a drug, I guess you can, depends on what way you're viewing it. I've watched a few documentaries on it. It's really interested me, but you have to go to Peru, and you know, that's just the flights alone are expensive, never mind the retreat on top of it, so it would end up being something like 4 or 5 grand, which you know, I just can't afford right now, being in school and putting that on my credit card or something. Basically, I was talking to her, my healer, and she said that there's 2 ways of doing shamanic journeying, and you know, one way is through ayahuasca, and another one is where they teach you to journey, which is essentially what I'll be doing, exactly what I'll be doing with the soul retrieval. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. If you've ever felt like lost in your life, if you've ever felt empty, if you had trauma, you know, you can look it up online. You know, even the Divine Clarity website, they explain it really well. You know, there's lots of reasons that your soul can like detach from yourself, and you know, if you have a serious illness like I do, or you know, chronic illness, then you know, sometimes you can lose yourself, right? And I remember right before I got sick, I just felt like I didn't know who I was anymore, and I felt completely lost. And you know, I remember even when I was younger, like when I was in grade 11 or 12, I remember saying to my boyfriend at the time, like, I feel empty, like I just feel empty, and I didn't know why. And that can be partly the, you know, the soul kind of detaching. If this is something that you're, you know, interested in or like looking into, I mean, I'm just beginning to understand some of this stuff, you know, and trying to learn things on a more energy level, right? So, and I've noticed with acupuncture, with the Reiki, with eating high energy foods, you know, the raw foods that are higher energy frequency than dead foods, you know, I've noticed huge changes, and I feel like, I call them like energy shivers. Like, you know, when you get like a cold shiver and you get goosebumps and whatever, and you feel it throughout your body. Like, I get those, but I get them energy running through me. And even if I can actually like focus now like on my heart sometimes, and I can feel just these surges of energy throughout my body when I do that. And when I meditate, like I remember when I went to acupuncture a year ago with my naturopath, and we do that, and I would meditate, you know, that night, and I could feel like my third eye energy. I can feel, you know, the different points that she would put the needles in and get the energy flowing properly. And you know, I don't know, I just think that there's a lot more to it than we, you know, that we're not really perceiving. So I'm really excited to see where the spiritual part of my journey takes me, and I just kind of wanted to put it out there, you know, for anyone else who might be considering that as an alternative to healing with their IC. I mean, you certainly don't have to do it. It certainly does cost money, so, you know, you might not be able to afford it, but I don't know, I felt every time I go there, you know, sometimes I think, oh, I don't need this, but every time I do go to my healers, I do get a sense of like relief, you know, a sense of positivity that I'm on the right path, you know, a sense of direction, and you know, I feel like a little bit less alone when I go to them. And yeah, so I'm kind of excited to see where that takes me, and I'll keep you guys updated and let you know my experiences with it and what it does for my health. So anyways, peace and love and healing to you guys. Have a good night.